Hello everyone, my name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates, as well as some educational information about charting and technical analysis. So, we're looking at the price of Bitcoin. We're looking at Bitcoin's price action here, and we've been looking at this every day for the past few weeks. And as you can see, the price is confined largely between these two horizontal parallel lines, this range that we've been looking at. It's an ascending range, and it's inclined up and to the right, indicating that Bitcoin is bullish, one. Two, the coiling action is showing us that Bitcoin is growing very it's growing in a very methodical, slow but deliberate way, right? There are no huge breakouts here. And that is very healthy, and that is telling of a breakout coming soon. If you are subscribed to the channel, you'll know that our target for the next local top is 55,000. I believe that after 55,000, we'll have a small correction. And so just for you all that are not subscribed, I'm going to briefly repeat this white line that you see here. We've gotten this $55,000 target through a number of ways, but this is one of them. You have this inverse head and shoulders that I'm going to draw out very quickly. Here's the left shoulder, here's the head, here's the right shoulder. You all may already know that in inverse head and shoulders, the technical target is basically the head to the neckline, and that distance taken to the point of breakout, which would be here, and that gets us to our 55,000 target. Okay, and we also have something that I want to point out for those of you learning Elliott wave analysis, those of you learning these other theories that are very useful that I talk about quite a bit on this channel. Here's something for you. So remember, Elliott wave theory is fractal, meaning that you can apply it on smaller time frames, you can apply it on larger time frames. And as you can see, the price of Bitcoin is forming this right shoulder in the head and shoulders that I just mentioned, right? So the right shoulder goes down and then it goes back up. And there's a high degree of confidence that it's going back up right now. Why? All right, let's count it out. So in Elliott wave, you know, or you may know that it moves, price action moves upwards in 5 wave bursts. And 3 of those waves are going to be upwards in impulses, and then 2 of them are going to be corrective. So we have the first wave here, the second wave that doesn't come and retrace below the first wave, all right? The third wave that's usually the longest wave, but not always, but usually the longest, and it's the most impulsive, upwards moving wave. The fourth wave retrace, and the fifth wave right here, right? That's a complete sort of upwards movement. Then we have something called an X wave, which is a horizontal wave, usually in a channel, okay? And on this 30-minute time frame, it looks like an X wave, but on larger time frames, either larger or smaller, let's see. I think it's larger time frames. Nope, smaller time frames. It's on smaller time frames. You can count the X wave as being part of the fifth wave ascending diagonal. Okay, you can look that up. I'm not going to go too far into that. But again, the X wave can be counted within the fifth wave as an ascending diagonal, meaning that the fifth wave will hit its target, and usually it will range at the same at the same height or at the same price target, and then hit that target once again or go slightly above it. And you can count the fifth wave as ending here. So no X wave, but you can also count it as ending here and then having an X wave. After an Elliott wave impulse upwards, you have a corrective sort of action. And that corrective action is usually called an ABC correction. You have flat ABC corrections. You have, what do they call them? Sorry. What's the other term? Flag. No, it's not called a flag. It's called a zigzag. Sorry. Zigzag. And a flat basically is where the A wave goes down, the B wave goes up, or it can be up or down, depending on what your fifth, because you can have these 5 waves going downwards as well. So the A wave goes one way, the B wave goes as high as the A wave, or even higher sometimes. That's a flat. And then the C wave goes down again. But in a zigzag, the B wave doesn't go as high as the A wave started. It goes maybe halfway or 3/4 of the way. So that's what constitutes a zigzag. So this is clearly a zigzag, one of the types of zigzag. In Elliott wave theory, corrections are usually the most challenging. It's hard to find all the corrections and to get them categorized cleanly. But again, none of this stuff is too difficult. You can do some study. There's tons of great resources out there. And again, this is a slow day for Bitcoin right now, forming that right shoulder. So there's not very much that has changed since the previous episode. Our target's still 55,000, and we're still forming that right shoulder for our breakout. Okay, so I think this is a great opportunity to use, to impart some theory and talk about, technical analysis for those of you interested in that. And I think a lot of you are subscribed to this channel, like learning about this stuff to be able to do it yourselves. And I think that's really the key. All right, so let's count this A, B, C correction out. And it looks like a completed ABC correction, right? Why? One, because you have your A and your C wave. Your C wave is usually either the same size as the A or slightly larger, or sometimes more than slightly larger, but it's at least as long as the A wave, right, which we have. The B wave goes in the opposite direction as the A wave, so we have that. And it's corrected this 5-wave impulse up about more than 55-60%. So that's accurate. Okay, and now what we're getting here, it looks again like an X wave. Okay, we're getting an X wave, and again you can count this X wave as part of the C wave. Some people do that, and you can see a lot of times the C wave will end in a kind of a consolidatory zigzag. Not zigzag, but like a coil, a small coil getting smaller and smaller and reaching an apex. But you can also count this as an X wave, and an X wave is characterized as price action moving in between 2 parallel lines, so a range, and then denoting change of direction. So if it was going down, the X wave is going to prepare the price to go back up. If it was going up, the X wave is going to prepare price going down. Okay, and a little tricky thing is you can get a series of ABC corrections put together by X wave. So you can get A, B, C, D, E, right? You can get that as well. So these corrections are tricky, but I will venture to say that this is our X wave to go back up. We're creating this right wedge. Let's zoom back out. We're creating this right sort of shoulder rather, and we're going to get that sort of appreciation. So here we had what? It looks like, no, that's not correct. Let's do this the other way, from the bottom to the top. Okay, gives us the same thing. About 9, let's say 10%. We had 10% appreciation in Bitcoin's price, right? And the correction corrected that about 5.5%, right? 55% of that, right? Like I said, now we're probably going to get another 10% increase, which would put us where, saying that this is the end of the C wave, we would be with another 10%, that would put us right at 50K, okay? And what's significant about that is if we hit 50K from this next Elliott wave impulse up, we leave this channel. And what, if you're subscribed to this channel, you'll know the significance of that. Once you leave a channel of accumulation, then you get explosive growth. Then you get really, really strong price action, kind of violent action to the upside or downside, wherever you're going. It's because, that channel was confining the action. It was kind of a muzzle. And once you leave it, then you can really run. So I expect Bitcoin in the next, let's say, in the next day or so, to leave this channel, hit 50K, and then run up quickly to 55,000. I believe that is what we're looking at. Obviously, this is not financial advice. This is just my opinion. This is technical analysis. This is for educational purposes only. Definitely do your own research, and I hope this is useful. I hope you're learning something. And yeah, that's what I believe that we're going to do. We're going to get another one of these Elliott wave impulses to the upside, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And right now we're working on the one wave, and that will give us our green Sunday well into Monday. So I hope that was useful. I hope you guys like that. If you do, like and subscribe. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.